Hey, what is up, everyone? It is Rich. All right, welcome to 10 Minutes with. We're going to look at Jack Kirby today. This is going to be really fun. If you're not someone who's into Jack Kirby yet, I assure you by the end of this video, you will be a fan. That's my guarantee, the rich friend guarantee. Look, here's the deal. This is going to be an influence chain, but I need your help. I really do. This is not an area of expertise for me in terms of people that were working in tandem with Jack, meaning at the same time, a little bit before. I mean, I've obviously collected this stuff and I'm a fan of a lot of the artists, but I don't know the order. So one thing I wanted to ask is, and I know that some of this isn't the earliest Jack Kirby work, is who are some artists that influenced Jack Kirby as he was breaking into comics? I know he had kind of a gap because he went to war, but within reason, let me know some of his influences, and then people that were directly influenced by him as he started to do his earliest work. Let's not skip too far ahead yet. But what I'd like to do is maybe make this into like 5 or 6 videos. So let's try to scoot a little before Jack. We'll hit Jack today. Then we'll move past Jack to people that were affected by Jack's work, really at the same time maybe he was doing it, and then we'll follow that into early 70s artists, move through the 70s, hit the 80s, and then the 90s, and I think where it'll all go. It should be quite fun. And then we can even try to find if there's some modern day artists that channel Kirby. I can think of a few. Sorry, let's go full screen mode and just start enjoying this. I'll tell you what, it took all the discipline in the world for me not to go crazy and spend 2 hours pulling scans for this. The second I started doing it, I was like, I don't stop. I go all in, and I had to just be like, okay, as soon as you see this second row full, like in the folder I was dropping them in, it's like you have to stop. I was a good boy. I did stop, but it was not easy. This is beautiful. So this is Joe Sinnott inks. Joe Sinnott stuff is so beautiful and so buttery and such a like, man, it really gives a level of depth when Sinnott is inking him. They really are gorgeous originals, and they look great small too. That's why I'm kind of zooming out. Is they have a beautiful like almost shine to them, and then when you move in, you see how beautiful his like line work is, feathering and stuff like that. But all right, let's continue. So this is a loser's cover. I can't remember who inked this one. There's he had quite a few inkers that inked him. But yeah, off the top of my head, I can't remember who inked this. It was weird. I kind of liked it. I liked the main character. Looked cool. I guess that's Captain Storm. I've never read The Losers. I do like war comics, though. So this is cool. I thought this was really neat. A lot of times, the covers are only credited to Jack and the inkers weren't credited. I did notice that a lot of times it would be just Jack's name on it. Now, that could have been that the page was never signed and Jack signed them later. A very iconic cover. Super cool character, too. This is a double page spread. I think inked by Vince Coletta, but I could be wrong. I don't feel comfortable guessing on a lot of these, but I vaguely remember. I was trying to kind of internalize the descriptions. There's one piece in here inked by Walley Wood, or at least he collaborated. There's a piece with John Romita Sr., and I think that one was Sinnott inked it. I think it was a Conan piece. This is cool. I might have this a few times. It looked like it had gone through the auction mill a few times. Yeah, Jack's stuff is really, really fun. I have 2 of the big artist editions of his work. I think there's the third that I sort of skipped on because I had the other 2. But I really do like Jack's work. My first exposure to Jack would have been in the early 90s, meaning that just, you heard the Image founders paying huge amounts of respect to Kirby and other Silver Age artists, and so whenever I had an opportunity to buy back issues, or the few times I got collections, I always was kind of going for the Silver Age stuff. So I ended up getting a smattering of it. I don't have a ton, but I have some Kirby, some old school stuff. But this was really nice. She's pretty. Jack maybe isn't known for the most beautiful women, but he actually draws pretty cute girls, I think, sometimes. And this is Mike Royer inks, and Royer is great too. But yeah, I'm excited to see who influenced Jack, and I'm really excited to know who at the time when he was working. I mean, I would assume John Buscema was influenced a bit by Jack, or was at least asked to draw like Jack. I mean, stuff like that happens too. Is you know you don't realize as a fan that the company is going, look, Jack's hot. We need some Jack. Put a little Jack in your stuff. A little Jack, a little Coke. Oh, look at this. This is so great. Fuck, man. Woo! Hot stuff. So cool. I saw it and I was like, oh man, I definitely have to grab this. I don't know if I ever saw Jack Kirby at Comic-Con. I would have to guess that maybe a couple of the early years that I went, he may have been there, but I don't remember ever seeing him there. I was saying to a friend yesterday, I definitely saw Frazetta in like 95 or 96. Wasn't fully into Frank's work at that point, but I clearly remember walking by a table and Frank was there and I was like, oh, that's that famous guy. But I would have remembered, I think, if I saw Kirby at a show. I feel like I saw John Buscema at Comic-Con one year, but that's more of a... I've seen him interviewed in Painting with Fire from Comic-Con, so it could be me blending that idea. This is really nice, too, and she's hot. She looks really good. All right, we got only 10 minutes. Look at this. This was awesome, too. I saw this, and I was like, man, I'm definitely grabbing this scan. This is, excuse me, Sinnott's Inks again. I love the top panel. Man, it's beautiful. Just when you see it small, man, it really glows. Again, that's that shine that Sinnott puts on stuff. You like it too, Kitty. I knew you would. You don't like Vince Coletta? No one likes that guy's inks on Jack, apparently. It's like, poor guy. Although I don't know. You hear stories and then it's like, I don't know. I don't want to go there. If you guys don't like Vince, then so be it. I'm ambivalent to it. This actually might be Coletta on this, believe it or not. I can't remember who inked these. Ah, this was cool too. Look at this piece. Man, it's cool. Yeah, I know, Kitty. I thought this was really interesting. Again, I think most people have followed my channel for a little while know that I'm a big Hulk fan. Kind of like this. It's it's definitely unusual. He's very soft. Like his musculature and stuff like that is not super ripped, but his face is really interesting to me. I don't know. It's very weird. He looks like that old actor that would talk like kind of like Igor. Yes, I know. I don't know that guy's name, but I've seen him in old films. I like the Hulk's feet too. Yeah, that's a cool Hulk. I'm liking. I like the black around his eyes. Is this that same piece? We may have seen this one already. Like I said, this one looked like it had been sold 3 times, and I kept getting drawn in by the big claw hand thing. All right, let's move. Oh, that is good. So most of these pieces were pieces that sold at auction, and the prices were pretty astounding. I mean, a lot of them were going for over $100,000, $30,000, $60,000. Sometimes when you see lower numbers on auctions, they were auctioned a while ago too. So you have to pay attention to that, because sometimes you'll see a low number on a piece, but then you realize it was sold like 14 years ago. And that definitely makes a big difference, because art prices have just continued to go up and up and up. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I have a pet crow now. It's very exciting. I had a crow start showing up in my backyard about four days ago, and we've become friends. It's very exciting for me. Can you tell I don't leave the house much? Like, how do you do so much YouTube and all the stuff that you do? This is how I have no life. But I do have a crow. So take that. I was having people help me name him. Hopefully he comes back today. This is a new relationship. I'm hoping that he sticks around. I've been giving him fresh almonds, like with no stuff on it. But I'm gonna grab some peanuts, I think, today, maybe on the way back out of the post office in a second. So this is nice. I have a friend that's a huge Fantastic Four fan and has collected. At this point, I think he has them all every single issue, which is pretty impressive. And can get quite expensive as you move towards the promised land of low numbers. That's so cool. Some of these pieces are probably quite large too, because there was definitely a point where I know one of my artist edition books is gigantic, and it's Fantastic Four stuff. I'm nearly sure. It's been a little while since I broke it out, but man, it's so cool. Okay, so we got to hustle. We're kind of getting in the red. How many more pieces do I have? Oh, okay. We'll have to move a little quicker. I really like this. Thor. I'm a big fan of this old school Thor stuff. I think it's really, really good. I mean, Coip though did a great job, to be clear. I really liked what he did. But yeah, there's this stuff is pretty neat. I think you know what, it probably too, because it's a little different. It's got a little, you know, obviously the sort of fiction, like what do you call it, like Dungeons and Dragons kind of type characters. But you know, I mean, obviously Dungeons and Dragons is mythology, but I kind of like that. It's sort of fun origins. This was the piece. So this is Jack Kirby, John Romita Sr., and I think it was Senate Inks. Doesn't have any credits on the piece itself. Now maybe John Romita Sr. would be someone that would be in this influence chain. You tell me. Maybe John Romita Sr. influenced Kirby. I don't know. Like I said, it's a little out of my historical knowledge base. This is awesome. This piece had sold a couple of times too. It's really cool, honestly. I like the monsters and stuff. My freaking mouse is locking up. Let me grab my stylus. It's right here. It's just annoying me. It keeps sticking. I keep trying to like slide the page around and its mouse isn't moving. Oh, this is cool too, man. This stuff has rejuvenated me. I'm telling you, between the Neil Adams video, the George Perez video, and then doing this, I have to say that my fandom of superheroes is starting to mount. It had been kind of idling and a little a little low. I was like went into a coma for a bit, but yeah, seeing this stuff, I'm like, oh, you know what? I kind of like this stuff again. I never didn't like this stuff, to be clear, but I was just getting like I felt a little superheroed out. If I saw one more person in tights, I was gonna lose it. No. Red Skull, he's so awesome. These characters, this guy's face is great. And this is cool too. And this guy looks pretty mean. I wouldn't want to mess with that guy. He's like the classic like EC horror villain. Yeah, they're all pretty cool. Alright, we gotta move. Doom. Oh. And cool looking girls again. Yeah, Jack draws. Considering how stylized Jack's people are, his women actually, they're cute. This is cool. I think this is Coletta, or no, Chick Stone. A little thin. This looks earlier. It's like you can see the Kirbiness coming into his stuff, but it's a little muted compared to where it ends up after Fur. And this was like a story. These are actually active auctions that are up right now. So we're right at the end. There should be like one more piece, I think, maybe one or two. This I think there's one more after this. This was interesting inking, and this I think is Coletta. Actually, like it's very different for something on Kirby, but it almost has like a blurry quality to it. It's kind of interesting. I mean, it definitely gives a texture, but yeah, it's almost like his brush was smashed or something, and so it gets this weird thing. But these are nice ink lines. And these are nice ink lines too. And this is as well. So for all you Vince Coletta haters, I know that it was just he would remove stuff and whatnot, but he definitely had some skills. I think this is the last piece. So, all right, that was 10 minutes with Jack Kirby. That was a lot of fun. It was like a little bit of vitamins for the morning. These are morning stretches, or evening if you use this as a wind down after a long day's toil. All right. So please let me know who influenced Jack Kirby and who did Jack Kirby immediately influence back in the days of yore. And I'll get that video up tomorrow. So, all right, you guys have a great day. Make sure to smash the like, and let's try to get this to 200 likes if we can. That would be very, very cool. Thank you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.